Alright guys, it is time to install a single exit exhaust on the 370Z. Those of you who do not know, this is currently the exhaust engraving in the new driveway, but the Z has no exhaust. Huge shout out to DC Sports for supplying the full exhaust for the car. It's an entire catback. Right now it has part of an exhaust on it. I believe there's nothing after like the axles. Me and my girlfriend are gonna go ahead and head over to my boy Cody's house and we are gonna install this exhaust. That was loud. Anyway, last cold start without a full exhaust. Come on. Oh. There we go. Is that in there, or do you want to go ahead and bolt it off? So we have a flat part right here, so it'll lay flat on the. Heck yeah. They all look
What?
Now we can put a nut on the shaft. Alright, deal. I think you're going to have some clearance issues here. Try and go up. There we go. How close are we up there?
I'll probably just, will it dangle or is it going to fall?
Kind of angle, but okay.
Now we just need to do mine.
That's right. Yes, we do. This angle.
I get it. I think realistically the next thing is going to happen to this. The next time is the adapter.
Doesn't stick out too much. Most stick out way further than that. That's with AC on. Shout out Cody.
And then I want to get the horn hooked up.
Got Cody's SI slammed on the floor. Literally sitting on the floor. Holy! Now that thing's loud.
Down these streets where there's kids playing?
Dude, we were going 30 miles an hour at most.
No,
Oh,
bullshit.
the car's loud, bro.
Oh, I can tell your car's loud, you dumb fuck. I can see you. Do that shit again, you answer the cops. Me,
Do
or the
it.
cops. Those are your two choices.
Call him. Call him. Call him. Call him.
I'm glad you condone this bullshit.
No, I
You
don't
should be
condone
fucking
it, but that's no worse than a Harley.
First cold start with the DC Sports single exit and the white pipe. Alright guys, next day, and I just want to go ahead and do a quick rundown of the exhaust because I didn't really do one at Cody's shop. But pretty much this is a DC Sports Y pipe, so it connects to the stock cats and then it comes out into one pipe, and then that one pipe connects to the DC Sports single exit. All in all, I'm actually really impressed with this exhaust. Inside the cabin, it's very quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a clip here. So here's drone inside of the cabin. We're currently at about 70 miles an hour. And if I give it throttle in a higher gear, my car is absolutely insanely loud to begin with because of the suspension, but I'll drop it down to like 65. Very minimal drone. We'll drop it down to like 55. About 75-ish. It's very minimal drone. So pretty much there's not much drone at all other than like when you're getting on it at like a low gear or just a very tiny bit of drone, but it's not like insane. It does have DC Sports engraved on both sides. It does have the DC Sports plate underneath. It doesn't stick out too much. I'll show you guys here. It's probably the same as like any like true dual exit. It doesn't really stick out too much. It's not angled as much as I would like. I'd like it to be just a little more of an angle, but honestly, I love this exhaust and how it sounds and everything. Did we get the cops called? Yes, we did. On my way home, I was going to show my dad the exhaust. I was driving through the neighborhood, and well, there was a guy that didn't like how loud the exhaust was. I've been living in that neighborhood for like 10 years at this point. I've never had an issue, never been pulled over, never gotten a ticket, absolutely nothing in that neighborhood. I've actually staged my car up the GTI with one of the officers so that we could get pictures. And well, the guy thought that we were speeding in the neighborhood, which is like nearly impossible because I literally turned around like right after his house. I was in like third gear at maybe 20 miles an hour, and I heard him yelling from down the road. And as soon as we got out of the car, I looked down there. He's on the phone staring at us, and that just led to confrontation. And he pretty much told us not to speed. He was pretty much threatening me, but he didn't threaten me in front of my parents. He was only threatening me when it was only me and my girlfriend outside. And to end it off, he pretty much said, "You're either going to talk to me or you're going to talk to the cops." So what did we do? we said go ahead and call the cops. So we went ahead and started to leave because the cops didn't come. It was like 5-10 minutes. And on our way out, I actually saw, well, my girlfriend saw the police car that was turning the corner. And so I saw them start to follow me, but they were like really far back. So what I did was I just pulled over and I waved the cop to come over because I knew for a fact they were coming to get me. So they pulled up next to me, didn't even turn on their lights. And I was like, I have no idea what that dude's on, but we weren't speeding. I mean, I've seen the cops there before. They know that we're barely loud. We're only loud if the neighbors are like telling us to rev it, like the little kids. So one of the officers in the car actually was the officer that I've staged pictures with. And so I was like, you know that I'm always in this neighborhood. I've never had an issue. I'm never flying through this neighborhood. And he pretty much agreed and pretty much told me just to make sure I'm slowing down, I'm staying quiet. And well, I was like, okay, absolutely, I got you guys. He let us off. He didn't check registration. He didn't check insurance. He didn't check license, anything, because he knows I literally follow all of the rules in that entire town. Hey, yes, we did get the cops called on us last night. We did have a guy come up to our porch after he threatened to kick my mom. And I did make sure to take a video of the GTI that was sitting in the street to make sure that nothing happens to it. If I go there and something's happened to it, I have proof. We have a Ring doorbell with the whole argument on camera. And so if anything happens, insurance claim, we're gonna take the dude to court. Long story short, we're good. But anyway, the exhaust is absolutely amazing. Huge thank you to DC Sports for this exhaust. I've always wanted a single exit on the Z, and I finally have a single exit. The whole time I've been running pretty much no exhaust on the Z. When I picked the Z up when it was abandoned, it had like half of an exhaust, and so it was missing, I believe it was like the axle back part of it. And I reached out to the company that supplies that axle back, and I asked if I could just buy one muffler because I had one of them, and they pretty much told me I'd have to buy the whole system. So I was like, I'm not doing that. And so we ended up with exactly what I wanted, which was a very small amount of drone, very good sounding single exit exhaust for the 370Z. Gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. The weekly grind is still here, and I'm excited to continue working on the Z. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. We need headlights. We have a sponsor that's ready to work with us on headlights. That video might be coming sooner rather than later. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow the Instagram if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Tell your car's on, dumb fuck.